So now coming to the data flow diagram, here I am going to explain to you how the user will be operating in our system, like what are all the sequence of operations an end user will do in our system. So you can see, so the end user, the first thing he is going to do is user profile operations. Okay, the first thing the end user should do is you should create his profile and you should log into our profile. So apart from creating and logging to our profile, you can perform various other operations like editing the profile, deleting the profile, logging out from his account, changing the password, retrieving the password, etc. So apart from this profile operations, now user can next execute the connection module. So what will the connection module will do? Connection module will take the input as host name, port numbers, and database name. Okay, so host name is nothing but the IP address where the MongoDB is installed. Port number is also the port number to which the MongoDB is listening to, and database name is because single MongoDB might contain multiple databases. Okay, just like our MySQL contained college database, employee database, hospital database, like that. Even the single MongoDB will contain multiple databases. So we have to tell to which database the connection is required. So once the user obtains the connection to the MongoDB, then he can test the cryptographic component. Okay, so testing the cryptographic component means what? He will enter some sample key value pair and we will show how the cryptography will be working. Okay, key value pair is nothing but the actual data that user is going to store. So earlier I told MongoDB will store the data in a key value format. So a sample key value format will be inputted here for the cryptographic component, and you will clearly understand how the cryptography will be done. Okay, that's what he is going to do in this particular module. Okay, and then the user can actually write the document into the MongoDB. I told you document is nothing but one row in the MongoDB. Okay, so to write a row, you should specify which collection that row should be written into. I mean which table that row should be written into, and you should actually specify that particular row value like key value pair. Okay, and obviously there will be a cryptographic component involved here, because before writing the data to the MongoDB, we are first encrypting it. And obviously the next thing is you can do is access the data stored in the MongoDB. Okay, so you can read the data. So and here also there is a cryptographic component involved, because for reading the data we first have to decrypt the data. For performing decryption we need that cryptographic component, and there is something called homomorphic proof. Okay, so homomorphic proof is the a place where we are going to learn how the data can be how the operations can be made on the encrypted data. I told you homomorphic encryption is special. It's not like other algorithms. It's special because it allows the operations to be made on an encrypted data. So how that operations can be made? So we are going to prove it. Okay, so that is what we are going to do in the last step. And then comes the use case diagram. Use case diagram simply explains what all an user can do in our project. So user can access the profile by creating it, editing it, deleting it, or logging in, logging out, or changing the password, or retrieving the password, like that. And you can access the connection module by entering the host name, port name, and database name. You can access the cryptography module by entering the key and value pair. And you can access the document either for writing it or by reading it. So while you are writing the data, you need to specify to which collection you need to write the data and what is the actual data document key value pair. And for reading the data, you can read the data by decrypting it, or you can also see the proof for homomorphic property. Okay, so now at last, coming to the modules breakdown, I can say our project will contain 5 modules. Okay, so you can divide it based on the data flow diagram. Implementing the user profile operations will be considered as module number 1. Implementing the connections operations will be considered as module number 2, and implementing the cryptographic component will be considered as module number 3, and implementing the document write operation as module number 4, and implementing the document access operation as module number 5. So like that, you people can consider this project as 5 modules project. Okay, and you people have just understood what will each module will do through this data flow diagram. Thank you so much.